Enough was enough. He conceded defeat and opened his eyes. "I hate you," he groaned, shifting so that he could hold his wife. "I love you," she said. She moved her weight off him, and they cuddled together. He kissed her gently and began to stroke her backside and leg. "None of that," she said. "And you are going to be late if you don't get dressed right now." Not even a fast one?" Albert asked playfully. He felt sexy, the way he always did when he held Mary close. After all these years of marriage, she still aroused him. "No." "I knew I shouldn't have married a frigid girl." "Tough," Mary said, giving him a peck on the cheek and rolling out of bed. "You knew what you were getting when you married me. Now scoot, or you'll be late, and Commissioner Hadley won't give you the salary for those extra attorneys you want." "Hadley, shit. To think I'm giving up this warm bed and the best piece of tail this side of the Rockies for that old fart. Next time I run for office, you make sure that the public knows about the sacrifices I make. They know already. Listen, make it 2 eggs this morning. I'll need the extra energy." "What about your diet?" she asked as she left the room. "For one day, I can skip my diet." Caproni stretched and walked sleepy-eyed to the window. The snowstorm outside obliterated any trace of the beautiful landscape that he usually saw upon rising. He yawned and scratched. Despite the ugliness of the day, he was happy. In fact, he could not remember a day in the past few years when he had not been basically happy. True, there had been minor disappointments, but he had a wife he was crazy about, 2 beautiful kids, and at 35, he was the youngest person ever elected to the office of Portsmouth District Attorney, a job he loved almost as much as he loved Mary. Al was a career district attorney in an office that was traditionally staffed by bright new law school graduates who stayed the 2 years it took to gain trial experience and make contacts, and then moved on to practice corporate law. Al had enlisted in the Army after college. After the Army, he had entered night law school and had worked days as a Portsmouth policeman. His last year in law school, he had been assigned to work as an investigator with the district attorney's office. His contact with the criminal side of legal practice quickly dispelled any thoughts he might have had of practicing corporate law. And if he had ever pictured himself as a criminal defense attorney, 1 year with the DA had changed that. Shortly before graduation, Al had asked Herb Holman, then the district attorney, for a job. The deputy district attorneys he had worked with had given him glowing reports. Albert Caproni was sworn in as a deputy district attorney on the same day that he received a letter from the state Supreme Court informing him that he had passed the bar examination. That was many years ago. In between, there had been a rapid rise through the office, which had resulted in his appointment as chief criminal deputy when Harvey Babcock, one of Al's closest friends, was elected DA. It had been a time for celebration. Then, as soon as the excitement of a new administration had begun, it had ended. A car driven by a drunk driver had hurdled the lane divider on the interstate and had killed Harvey Babcock. Albert Caproni had been the unanimous choice to fill the vacant post. In November of this year, Albert C. Caproni had run against State Representative Sylvia Marshall and had won election by a landslide. Albert glanced at the clock as he took off his pajamas. It was a little after 5:30. Al always worked long hours. Even as a kid, he had held down a part-time job after school to help out the family. He did not mind the hours. He had been working like this so long that it had become routine. When he was a trial attorney, it was those extra hours of added preparation that had made up for his lack of brilliance. He always took extra satisfaction in whipping one of the boys from the prestige firms or law schools on an obscure point of law that he had dug up after hours of diligent research. Albert dropped his pajamas on the bed and started for the bathroom. He stopped in front of the mirror and looked at his body. He was neither pleased